Hello
Yeah.
everyone. This is Sudharshana, currently pursuing third year in architecture in Anna University. I'm part of the Guindy Times, the official campus magazine of CEG, AC Tech and SAP. I'm pleased in welcoming you all for the post-graduation interview series, an initiative by us to help students know about post-graduation in different fields. Today, we are joined by Ashwin, who did his bachelor's degree in College of Engineering, Anna University, and currently does his master's in Columbia University in City of New York. He has entered in various firms in India and also worked in National Metro Rail Project of India as a design engineer. He's constantly exploring and developing his skill set, and we are extremely pleased to have you here, sir. Welcome, sir.
Hi. Thank you for the introduction.
Okay, sir. So, with no further delay, we'll move on to the question. So, what drove you to apply for this particular course in the university, sir?
So basically, in undergrad, I did civil engineering. So I learned more of the technical aspects like design and analysis. So I felt like I'm more interested in the management side of projects. Like I like more scheduling and budgeting and those kind of things. So I spoke with a lot of alumni, and they suggested this particular course for me. It's like a mix of technical and management aspects. So I was interested, and I went on and applied for it.
So, what were the entry requirements for this particular university?
For Columbia University in specific, the GRE was waived, but because I took my GRE, I had to send in my GRE scores. You had to take your TOEFL for your English requirement. You needed your statement of purpose. Then you needed a letter of recommendations. A minimum of 3 is required, but you can send up to 4 letter of recommendations in Columbia University. And apart from this, they had asked for an optional video introduction of yourself. So I thought it will help my application. So I went on and made the video and sent it over to them.
Okay, so what were the entrance exams that you wrote? Like in specific, what and all did you write?
Okay, so you have to take the GRE test, which has the quant and verbal section and also an essay section. And then you have to take your TOEFL exam. So these two are the main tests you have to take.
Like, do you think the pandemic has altered the course of application for this university?
Yeah, actually they talk a lot about it because of the pandemic, many people who were working wanted to get into masters because of various issues and like the visa problem in the US and stuff like that. So last year the application influx was by far the highest, is what they say. And in some aspects it's helped people, in some aspects it's become more difficult, so we still don't know exactly, but definitely the amount of applications have increased, and the influx also has increased to an extent. The amount of students they've let in has increased to an extent.
So you did various internships and projects like when we read your profile. So can you say
Yeah.
how it helped you like in your master's degree?
First thing, like an internship on your resume in itself is beneficial because the university understands that you've been proactive and you've been trying to understand and apply your concepts into a practical workflow. The other thing that I'd say is, first, I learned a lot of technical things in my internship, which right now as a construction professional, although I deal with management aspects, because I have this technical knowledge, it's better for me to interpret things over here. So that's beneficial. And also through any internship, your communication skills improve because you need to work with different people from different departments. So that's something that I've be benefited from.
Okay, so how is your experience there, like doing masters in a different country? So can you share your experience in the campus?
Yeah, first off, any master's degree is extremely strenuous. Not because of the classes you attend, because classes you'll attend only like 3 or 4 times a week. So most of the time you're engaged in a lot of assignments and a lot of study work and stuff like that. So it's pretty hectic. So if you're applying for your master's, you should be ready to manage time properly and understand that this is how it goes and prepare yourself mentally for that.
Okay, so like you took part in the National Metro Rail Project of India. Can you explain about the work, like how it was, your experience in working as the design engineer?
Sure. So during the pandemic, obviously everything was remote. So I did this internship completely online. So what I had to do is I had to talk with the members of the design team in specific of L&T, and I mainly worked on forming the design basis report. Like not forming, but I was a part of that team. And also like I mainly looked into peer and foundation systems. So it was more like they would give me certain specifications and they would ask me to design something and then I'll get back to them. So it was like a front and back kind of communication between me and the design department. Uh, it was a very good learning experience for me. Like I understood how you should effectively work in the online forum. At the same time, a lot of technical knowledge was acquired. So it was a great experience.
Okay. So could you explain the correlation between your UG course? Like you did explain in the beginning. Can you explain it even more, your
Yeah.
UG and PG course?
Sure. So I did civil engineering in my undergraduation. So over there, I learned more on the technical sides. Like if if a foundation system has to be put, what's the structural strength and all of those stuff. Like those very technical things is what I learned. But right now what I deal with is more like how do you make sure that the foundation is placed properly, like based on scheduling, based on budgeting, based on how you make your workers work effectively over time. So in actuality you can become a construction manager even if you don't have a civil engineering undergraduate degree, but having it is helpful because if there is some problem that occurs during the work, you don't need to contact someone else to fix the problem. You yourself know that okay, this is how it works because you have the undergraduate technical knowledge. So that's something which is a little beneficial, having that as a prerequisite to this.
So, what should we do to, enter into any top universities in abroad? Not just like any university. Like, what is the basic procedure? How long should we prepare? That's for juniors.
Yeah, I'll just tell you guys a couple of things which I wish I knew when I applied. So the first thing is start a bit early. Like if you're going to apply during the end of your fourth year, start during the starting of fourth year or mid of fourth year. So statement of purpose is something which is very important. You need to give a lot of time to work on your statement of purpose because it needs to constantly be improved. Second thing, try to engage and be proactive in as many things as possible. Like take up internships, be a part of internships. If you're interested in research, you can like collaborate with the professor and publish a paper. That was really beneficial for me. If you are taking your GRE, start prepping during a time where you are able to dedicate that amount of time to study for your GRE. And something which is really important, which I was not told, is using LinkedIn as a resource. So all juniors, what they should try to do is if they're interested in a particular course in a particular university, find an alum in that particular course in that particular university, reach out to them, have a conversation with them, ask them what all is necessary. They'll be able to guide you better because like each university is different. You can't like generalize the application process. So getting an understanding it from a person who's already there in the university is important. Having that knowledge and then going ahead with the application would be really beneficial.
Yeah, I'm sure this is definitely a very informative piece. Like even I didn't know like we could connect in LinkedIn. So
Yeah.
we almost reached the end of the interview. So what do you think about this initiative, post-graduation series by the Guindy Times? So what are your opinions about this?
Yeah, I actually think it's a great initiative because like I was a bit clueless when I was applying. I had to like, contact random people to get information. And still I learned most of the things only after I got my admit. So right now for juniors who are planning to apply right now only, if they see these interviews, they'll get some good information on how to go about with the process. So it's a great initiative. I wish I had something like this when I was applying, but it's great for the juniors. I'm really glad that you guys are taking this initiative.
Thank you so much, Ashwin. Thank you so much for your valuable time. And it was a really very informative piece, and I'm sure all of us have benefited from this. And we're wishing you the very best for your future endeavors. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Have a good day.